A 5-day-old baby is sleeping in the hospital. He's tucked in a warm, comfortable blanket while his mother is still recovering from childbirth. And from one moment to another, this baby finds himself in a bag, taken away from the safety and the warmth of his parents, taken by a woman that he never met before. I'm being kidnapped. Suddenly, I'm the most wanted baby of the Netherlands, appearing all over the news, on television, in newspapers. The headline saying, "Where is baby René?" My parents are also on television begging the kidnappers to return me, either dead or alive, because every day that I'm gone, little less hope remains. It's been 11 days that I've seen my parents since. And at this point, at the same time, a woman goes to the doctor for a checkup, and she has a baby with her. The doctor, who knows this woman quite well, asks her the question, "Who helped you with the childbirth?" because he never saw her pregnant. She couldn't answer. The doctor sensed that something was completely wrong, so he decided to break his doctoral oath, called up the police and said, "I think baby René was just here with me." The police follow up the tip of the doctor, find the woman, and find me. I'm finally returned to my parents after 11 days of horror. Happy ending? Maybe. I'm standing by myself, alone, again. All the other kids have been chosen for dodgeball, except for me. And this is not the first time. I just want to fit in. I want to belong so badly that I decide to change myself. I decide that I'll be louder and funnier and basically becoming more than just being me. I become a chameleon, perfectly blending in with any group, overextending, pleasing, pretending, just so I can get their love and their approval. I'm 8 years old, and tears are running down my cheeks. I want to be held by my mother. She holds me for a moment, but then she tells me that I should not cry so much, because crying is not for boys. I push back my tears, and I learn to man up. I develop a happy face with a smile that keeps me going and keeps other people out. Because if I seem happy, then no one will notice that something is off. I'm 16 years old, and my friends are talking about the party of last weekend and all the beautiful, gorgeous girls that were there. They remember that I kissed a girl, and they ask me what happened after we all left the party. Of course, I tell them that I ended up taking the girl home, I had sex with her, and it was amazing. But none of that actually happened. I thought if I tell them this story, that they'd think I'm cool, that they'd like me more, that they think I'm more of a man. A little white lie is what I learned as a child, but I took it to a whole nother level. I lied to everyone, my parents, co-workers, friends, girlfriends. Again, this is all the pretending and trying to be bigger and more than who I really was. And I find myself in many moments trying to bend myself in these weird ways because the truth was about to come out. And I had to make the truth, my design truth, come out again. I had so many relationships end because truth was about to come out and I simply couldn't handle telling them the truth. It was too painful. I was too afraid of abandonment, rejection. And in one relationship, I was so in love. But I ended up cheating. And I didn't tell her for a whole year. We were about to go on a 10-day silent retreat. And right before the retreat, I finally found the courage to tell her, "I cheated on you." Maybe not the perfect timing, but we go into the silent retreat for 10 days. We come out of the silent retreat, and she tells me, I just spent 10 days trying to forgive you, and I forgive you. But then I still needed to tell her about the second time I cheated on her. I saw that I was losing people left and right because of all the lying, friends, relationships. And I could really see that this part of me needed to die. I'm at the airport. Final call for Peru, all passengers aboard. My medicine journey begins. The overextending, the pleasing, the mask that I've been wearing, the lying, the cheating. Medicine shows me everything. It shows me all the things that I didn't want to see for a very long time. And I find myself in several ceremonies, feeling hopeless and confused and lost. And I end up crying for several hours during each of those ceremonies. There was so much pain going on in my body. And I decide to be brave. I promise myself that I'm gonna do things differently from now on. I quit drinking, I stop using drugs. I submerge myself in tantra, yoga, personal development, and I choose a more healthy lifestyle. My life needs to change. So the lying, I still needed to fix that, right? So I was thinking, how can I resolve this? And I'm very analytical, so I thought maybe I can just reverse engineer that behavior. I decided I'm just gonna tell people the truth. Well, easier said than done. I promised myself that if I would notice lying to someone, that I would confess the truth to them. First it took me a month, then a couple weeks, a couple days, some hours, 5 minutes. The time got less and less. And I worked that back to the moment where I could catch myself, I'm about to lie. And then I decided not to. I could catch myself before it would happen. This has been a radical change in my life because truth will come out anyways. So better embrace the truth. And I see that truth allows for growth in yourself, and it allows you to connect better with the people you hang out with, or to move on. Don't rob the other person from the opportunity to see the actual truth. So I stopped lying to everyone else, but there's still one person that I'm lying to sometimes, and that's myself. And for me to not lie to myself means standing in my truth. And I had to make a very painful decision recently, breaking up with the woman that I'm still very much in love with. And as I'm standing here in front of you, I still feel like my body is filled with tears, and I still feel raw and vulnerable. In the past, I would have been that chameleon, pretending like it's all okay. I would change myself. I would bend myself in turns to just please the other, or not be abandoned or be alone. But now I got to choose myself. So even though it's painful, I'm still proud of the decision that I've made with this. Even though I miss her so much. And I'm standing here in front of all of you, proud to see the type of man that I've become, the supportive leader that I've become, the man who is in touch with his emotions, who's able to hold space for others, is able to offer other people support in ways that they might never have experienced before. And by having compassion for what I've been through, I now see that the breakdown in my life has become the gift of my life. Thank you.